guys, welcome back to week 26. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I'm very glad at the response I got for my December Daily 2015 wrap up videos. You guys seem to really enjoy those, so that makes me really happy, and I'm glad that I put those out for you guys to give you guys some inspiration for the December Daily for this year. I am definitely working on my December Daily here coming up. I don't have as much time during the week to work on it, so I work on it during the weekend a little bit more and on the days that I have vacation through December. So I hope to have videos up very soon going over some of the pages of my December daily. So those will definitely be up. It just may not be up as frequently as my little mini series thing that was up for my December Daily 2015 wrap up. So just want to give you a heads up on that. But today what I'm doing is showing you week 26 of the regular project life. And this is just a regular 4x6 card that I had in paper pad. It was a paper pad I think I got from Michael's. It was one of the DCWV, the design cuts with, or design, wait, DC design cuts, no, design, what is that called? DCWV, right? Oh, I can't remember the actual full design cuts with a view? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, so I am working on the first card. The base is from that 4x6 paper pad. The clouds are from a die that I have, and I just cut it out on my little die cut machine. So that is how I got the little clouds. The tag that I cut out earlier in the video was from a Scraptastic kit that I received. I added a little bit of twine to that. That little asterisk, that green one, is going to be the same font that I use for my title, and the little scallop border is an acetate piece from Studio Calico. And what I decided on these cards is I needed to have a little bit of extra detail, so I am adding some silver lines all around all the cards and all of the cards that I'm using today. Oh, and by the way, that little birdie, I actually colored that some other time. It is from a Freckled Fawn, or no, Lawn Fawn stamp set, and I colored that and I glued that together, and I just had it sitting there on my desk for a very, very long time, and I finally decided to use it. So I thought the clouds were a good base for that, since they are birds, and clouds and birds seem to go together. So for this card, the one that says take note, I didn't want it to say take note, so what I'm basically doing is covering up that portion of it, and I'm adding this little strip of paper. It's from that same 4x6 paper pad from DCWV. And I'm just adding that to the left hand side, and then I'm going to take a stamp that I had pre-stamped from Ellie Edwards. It says everyday stuff. I'm just going to be gluing that right over that banner, and then you never knew that banner was there. So definitely make sure that if you have cards in your stash that aren't exactly what you want, or maybe they're not facing the right way, in this case that was what was happening to me, I didn't like the direction, you can just cover it up with some stamped images. So here is another little image that I stamped for quite some time ago. It's just a little raccoon, and I hand colored that with some colored pencils and some Gamsol. And I'm just going to add that to the page here. And the little Thursday is from a Studio Calico printable that I've had in my stash for quite some time. And that little scallop circle, is also from my stash. I'm not exactly sure where I got that from. I had that loose just sitting in my yellow embellishments. So I'm not exactly sure the brand on that one. It might have been Studio Calico as well, from a little die cut pack. So now I'm just adding that silver around the edge of the card again. I'm going to work on this card next. I didn't want these lines, so you can see here that I'm just going to be covering these lines up. Again, another way to modify your cards if you have journaling cards like this. I wanted to end up using this one as my title card. Typically I use my 4x6 one as my title card, but I want to do something a little bit different. And here, see, perfect. It made it look just like I never had those lines in the first place. So I'm going to try to use this heart paper clip, and it's just not going to work. I'm going to try it a couple different times. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to try it again later, and it's not going to end up working on this page. So I'm going to end up adding that little arrow. I'm going to put my week 26 here with these green thickers, and I absolutely love these. I love these glitter thickers. They're probably one of my favorite thickers. Not necessarily these particular ones, but just these glitter foam thickers in general. I love the font. I love the glitter. It doesn't really fall off. They're the foam ones. I prefer the foam over the chipboard. So I really love these. Now on this card I felt like I needed something just a little bit more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down this very thin strip of yellow paper, and I'm going to punch out with like a little, I don't know, like a little I'm not sure what is that called, like a peaked edge, I guess, and it's got little hearts on it too. So I'm just going to trim that out with my punch, and then I'm going to add that to the edge, and just going to add a little bit of pop of yellow and just make it look more finished. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down there on the side where that little red stripe is, and I just really like how that finished this card off. Sometimes when you put two pieces of paper together like this, for some reason I feel like I need to always add something extra. I don't know, there just seems to be something that I have to do to tie the two pieces together. It seems too stark without something like this. So This was perfect. I'm going to staple this little arrow down with my tiny attacher, and then later on I'm going to come back and take that same black and white twine that I used earlier on the tag and then wrap it around this arrow. So you'll see that a little bit later in the video. I think it's basically the very last thing I do on this page. So I'm just going to add that silver around this card as well, and then I'm going to move on to the next cards. This is a picture of my daughter and her friend, and they were just playing inside, and then they went outside later on. I have this little cut apart sheet here with the star on it, and I like the star, it was fine, but I wanted to add a little extra dimension and interest to the page, so I just took some of these corduroy brads that I had in my stash from Stampin' Up, and I just poked a hole right there where the star is and then put that on top. I'm going to take these washi tape stickers, I guess, and they are ones from the Project Life set. I don't remember which Project Life set. I got these on clearance at Joann's, and I just added that in that rectangle, and then that card is pretty much done for the most part. I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm going to add some of that same silver pen around the card. So I'm actually going to, on this card, add it around the entire card, and then I'm going to do some dashed lines inside the white rectangle here. There you go. Now I'm going to move on to another set of cards. This one is going to be more of a journaling card. I don't do a lot of journaling on my Project Life pages now because I do most of the journaling in the app that I use. I use the Collect app, and that's how I get that information at the bottom of those cards. So most of my journaling is done that way. Every once in a while I want to add a little bit extra, or I just have some extra space to fill, so I will end up adding some hand journaling on the cards. It just kind of depends on the layout and what kind of cards I'm using. So that label is from a printable sheet that I got from online. You can get it in all different colors. There's gray, silver, wood grain, rainbow, all different colors of labels you can print out. And if you have a silhouette or a Cricut, you can do that like a print and cut type of feature, and so you can print them on the paper and then have the die cut machine cut them out. A lot of times what I do is just can cut them. I think the printer that I have does not line up quite right for my silhouette, and I end up not getting it lined up correctly. I don't know, I need to maybe call Silhouette and try to figure out what's going on, if it's just my printer. I think I read some things on a blog where depending on the printer you use, and particularly my printer, may not help it match up right, but which is unfortunate. But that I think might be my problem. So anyway, I do a lot of hand cutting instead. So here's my journaling, and then I added that button and put some little twine in that. I'm going to add that silver pen all around this card as well. And then after I do all of this, really the last thing I have is putting that black and white twine around that arrow. So while I'm doing that, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks again so much for watching my little December daily mini series. I really appreciate that. I love the feedback. It was great. Anytime you guys can provide me comments or feedback, that's awesome, because then that way I can make my videos meet more of the general wants and needs of my viewers, so that's great. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed the December Daily mini series and my Project Life and my other project pages, please subscribe to my videos. I will be doing December Daily 2016 like I mentioned, and if you don't want to miss on those, you can just subscribe, and that would be great. The last thing I'm doing here is I'm just going to add because it's just everyday stuff, and I wanted to add more of these glitter thickers because one, I want to tie the cards together from the page, and two, I just love these thickers. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.